Well, hello there. Thanks for joining us today on No Gears No Glory. Here is our project of the day. What we're going to be doing today is trying to do some plastic repair on this. As you can see, this part has been cracked all the way over. It's worked its way over, and now we're almost completely separated here. So we're going to have to stop that in its tracks. And so we're going to try and fix this today with a little bit of plastic welding. All right, here we go. So the main thing we need to do to start this project is we need to kind of put everything back in place. Let me start back over. This is from my son's Polaris Predator90 quad. Now when we bought this, there was a split in the plastic, and you can see somebody tried to do some plastic welding with some black, plastic. Instead of welding the inside where you wouldn't see it and it'd be more minimal, they did the outside. Not a great idea. So what we need to do is kind of line up the plastic. You can see it's a little bit warped, and we're going to have to play with this a little bit as we work across this crack. But it's almost all the way down here, so this piece is going to fall off soon if we don't fix this. So what we want to do is kind of figure out how to stop the crack from advancing. We'll try and drill a hole here without finishing the crack off. That'll stop the advancement, and then we're going to use the inside to fix this crack all the way across. So what we're going to do here is we're going to find a way to hold this together, so again that we don't get any more flex and advance this crack, and then we're going to start by drilling a hole here, which will end the tear of the plastic. Alright, so I have a rudimentary seat clamp to hold this together for right now. Not ideal, but some of the other clamps I have are just hiding from me, and I would rather get things done than search all day and not accomplish a video for you guys. Well, after failing with that, we're just gonna do something simple. Alright, so we have a little hole there right at the base of where the crack ends. So drilling the hole there will kind of relieve that initial break that continues to happen down the plastic, and now we have a place to work the plastic without having to tear more of it along the way accidentally. And again, we want to clamp this together because we want to hold it in place as much as possible. Now ideally what we want to do is we want to get to the back side of this crack. Yeah, that clamp is just not working. Ideally what we want to do is get to the back of this crack, and in order to plastic weld we want to start cleaning this up. We want to give us a pretty clean mating surface, and we're going to basically kind of drill out a little bit of the crack edge here all along here, so that way we have a clean surface to get the new plastic to bite into, and it'll clean up that crack a little bit so it marries together. Now after we've cleaned up the plastic a little bit and kind of give us a little bit more of a better mating surface, I'm also going to clean up the surface around it as well. We're going to take this stainless steel mesh screen. We're going to kind of measure it and start putting it in place, and we're going to have it overlap the plastic all the way across this crack here, and we're actually going to melt this into the plastic a little bit so that we're giving it some backing strength. It's going to bite into the plastic, and it's going to be kind of the glue that helps hold this together, and then after that we will come back and actually do filler plastic through here, just reinforcing that new bond. So now we got to get some scissors, and we're going to cut this to match this shape through here. So our first piece, we're just going to make enough to cover this section right here. So kind of see, again, we want about half, 3/4 of an inch on each side. So we're going to cut it right about here. Don't tell my wife I'm using her regular scissors for this. So that first piece will fit nicely right there. We're going to start melting this with our heater element. That'll be our first fix, our patch. As our plastic welder heating element warms up, we're going to start cleaning this up to make sure that we've got a reasonably non-contaminated surface to weld. This is just a water and rubbing alcohol combination. See if we can do a test and see if we're hot enough to start getting into this plastic. Yep, we're almost there. It's getting there. See if I can't find something to prop this up and hold into place. All right, let's give it a try. Not sure we have enough electrical cord here. I might have cut this a little too wide, but I think we're getting through. Viewing audience, one moment. All right, let's take a look and see how round one went. I can get a good focus here. Okay. So literally we're embedding the steel wool mesh into the plastic. We actually want the plastic coming through, which is what we have here. Not in every spot, but pretty good throughout the whole thing. And again, we're gonna work our way across. Now, we have to get to here. Now, I'm trying to decide if it'd be better to start here next and then work our way back across through the middle so that we have a nice firm foundation to work across, or little by little just kind of put it into place and then massage the stainless steel mesh in. Trying to decide which would be better, but not a bad start. I think we're just going to continue on following this crack down so we can massage it together and get it to clamp together until we make it to the end. So next we're going to look at finding a piece that'll fit through here. I'm not going to go quite as wide this time. I think this was a little wider than what we needed, but I definitely like the start of that. And we're going to go a little, cut that in half and see if that's wide enough to fit our need here. And you know what? I think that'll work. So let's start there. Alright, I'll hold this in place and see if we can't just get it to start melting where we want it. There we go. Very nice. You may be able to see that plastic starting to come through the mesh, embedding inside the plastic, and that's going to create a very strong foundation to hold that together. Number two, set our welder down, take our next strip. Now we've got a funny curve that we got to follow here, and I think if we just go just to the right of this, it'll actually follow it rather nicely. And again, you know, don't burn yourselves. And I want this to come together as well as possible. You know, it won't be perfect. And then we have our last piece right here. Now, the plastic is really thick here, so I don't think we're going to be able to fill this in with mesh. So we're going to have to work on just plastic welding in hopes that we can get a good enough bite that it seals the plastic up. So I think we'll try and follow the curve maybe. That actually might work. I realized that towards the bottom there, I don't know that I had a good camera angle, but I think that came out pretty well, if I do say so myself. Now we're gonna have to go back and see what it looks like on the other side. So let's set the camera down and I'll flip it over so you guys can get a look. So here it is from the other side. It's together pretty well. Now the camera doesn't show it super well, but there's a definite edge there that you can see. And but I mean, much better. As I moved it around, there was very little flex in it. It didn't feel like it was falling apart. And again, we're going to go back over it and we're going to actually put more plastic on it on the back side so it's not ugly like this piece here. Not sure there's a lot we can do about that, unfortunately. But at least it's not completely broken apart and a mess everywhere. You know, we've got a pretty good bond here. All this mesh is a part of the plastic now to some degree. So I don't know that we need it, but I'm going to do it just in case to make sure that we've got plenty of strength in here. Like this piece, we'll just melt it in here. This is a pretty good gap, and to make sure that we've just got enough reinforcement in there. It won't be pretty because I don't have any other color plastic right now than black, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. And it's not on the outside where it's completely visible. You know what? I think that'll do it. We'll go ahead and let that cool for a while, make sure it's completely set, and then we'll give it a little bit of a rigidity test, kind of flex it a little bit and see how it handles it. Now here is what we're left with. Here's our patch, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's sturdy, it's stable. There's no flex, there's no bend in that. It came out really well. I'm very happy with that. There's a little bit of, you know, signs of the crack right here. And I could probably go over this and maybe do some filler plastic or add some more of the mesh on this side, but it's gonna mess with the graphic and such. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna let it go. So that's gonna wrap up this episode. Today we did a little bit of plastic welding, and I'm very happy with how that came out. I've done a little bit of that in the past. I have a lot of experience with it, and like I said, I'm very happy with it. That Predator 90 has seen better days, and again, I got a great deal on it a long time ago, and we want to keep it running. We're probably getting ready to upgrade it anyways, but even if I want to sell it, you know, it being in decent condition and not being in shambles would help to get top dollar for it, as top dollar for its current condition at least. Anyways, thank you again for joining me on this episode of No Gears, No Glory. I appreciate if you can throw me a like, and if you're not currently subscribed, consider doing so. I appreciate that. Maybe even ring the bell so you get notifications when new videos come out, 2 a week on average. And again, this channel is going to be growing and moving into bigger projects, and I certainly hope that you all enjoy the content I'm bringing. All right? Take care, be well to each other, and we'll see you next time, right here on No Gears, No Glory.